Hey everyone, so we're going to start today by doing some of the Explorer missions. I had a bit of a brainwave and realised that running all the missions 1 to 10 can take quite a while, so I thought I would do a full version of all of the missions in one video and then do a edited version with the highlights of the stuff that I've been doing in the background. So there's a couple of things that I've done since we've been recording last. So I planned to set up a corporation. I'm still in one of the starter corporations, which is fine, but I'm paying 10% tax on all of my earnings. So I want to drop that right down. So I think it's in the social tab, corporation, right there we go. So you have to train a skill, which I believe is called corporations. Let's look at that. Corporation management, there we go. You have to train a skill called corporation management to level 1 before you can set up a corporation. At level 1 you can have up to 20 members. Yep, 20 members. It's gonna just be me, and I'm not gonna try and recruit or anything. Oh, somebody's been trying to recruit me there. So let's go to my corporation, create new corporation. Let's call it Nogun. Nogun. And the ticker is going to be NGN if we've got that as an option. So tax rate is down at 0%. Let's put it to 0.5 and LP down. Loyalty point is an extra payment you get from running missions. Yeah, we won't get into any of that. Allow friendly fire, nope. And let's submit. Oh, somebody's got that one. Let's go with Lowgun. Lowgun Nogun. NGN. Let's try and submit that one. Name is always already taken. Corporation ticker name is already taken. Let's go with LNC. See if anybody's got that. Oh, we can have Log. Let's go with Log. So tax rate at 0.5. Oh, why is it not liking the point? Right. So hopefully now that should add a little bit to the earnings. It did take a little bit of the ISK off. You can see with this now we're up to, I think, let's have a look on the old scoreboard. Net worth, just about 30 million ISK. So I miscalculated the percentages the other day when we were doing this. I think that works out at 0.3% near us, damn it. So yeah, we're getting there. I have been spending some money. I've bought various various blueprints. I bought station containers because my hangar was getting a little bit messy. So I've made some station containers. I've got the stuff to dump, the stuff to sell, ship fittings, and a spare one if I think of anything else. The only disadvantage of using containers, I don't think the contents of the containers add to your total value, which at this point is not super critical because it's not an awful lot, but we're working on it. On my travels as well, I was running some mining missions. I was grinding some mining missions to make some ISK. I found a Dragoon for cheap, so I bought that one. I picked up a magnet along the way as well, which I think is the Amar scanning ship, which I think we're going to use in the Explorer missions. I also think we're going to get some ships and some modules for free in this one as well. So we've got our new corporation set up. Let's have a look at the wallet just to make sure I haven't been... oh no, I sold some ships. There we go. Sold some ships along the way. I've bought some products, and I bought some ship modules as well. Brilliant. So let's have a look at the Explorer missions. So the first one, we have to open your probe scanner and select the warp button, anomaly training site, blah, 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 warp to it. There we go. So this is going to be fairly straightforward, one hopes. There we are, lovely. We could also talk about the clones, which is Eve talk for the whether you've got the paid version or the free-to-play version. Let's have another little look-see at the mission. Proof of discovery, anomalies. Anomaly training, there we go. So this challenge we're going to be using the free-to-play version, which means you can't claim all of, you can't train all of the skills, and you can't train all of the, for some of the ships. You can't fly everything with an alpha level clone. You can, if you go for the paid option, you can fly every ship in theory once you've trained up the relevant skills. We'll also at some point talk about the ship tree as well, but yeah, that might be for another video. Here we are, lovely beautiful background. Oh, right, we're in a cosmic anomaly, so I've got to open up this container here. Let's put the afterburner on so we get there a little quicker. Oh, I've got my daily login. Oh, I get a ship for this one. Let's have a look and see what we get. Many of the ships that you get as bonuses, login bonuses, don't have space to fly drones, so in the challenge they're not very useful to us. So I'll probably end up selling many of them. Right, let's lock target. There we go. The exploration missions are quite useful because as an early player, it's a really good way of, exploration is a really good way of making some decent ISK to start with. So when we're done with all of the mission videos, certainly to start, I imagine we're going to spend quite a bit of time running exploration to try and make some ISK. There we go. I was a little bit near that rock, so the ship couldn't warp. When you try and warp to a station or an object or a target in space, like a planet or whatever, you have to be traveling at a certain speed before you'll warp. I think it's 80% of your maximum speed. So if you're near an object and the ship can't get fast enough to get to 80% of the speed, it won't warp. So sometimes you have to point your ship into a blank area of space and make a bit of space before you can warp back. Here we are. So we've completed that mission. That was super quick. Let's do the second one. Oh, if I win this mission, or if I complete this mission, I'll get a magnet ship, which is the Amar ship with scanning bonuses. So this is a really good one to be starting with. These probe scanner giving you, follow the instructions you're given on site. Okay. Perfect. So I'm going to accept that. Did it give us a... So I'm given a magnet. Let me go and open that one up. Okay, so I'm going to quickly fit the magnet out with some things. It's not clear whether I need any extra modules fitted, but here we go. And the magnet's quite a good ship because it will let you, I think you can launch 3 drones with a magnet. So let's go into the ship fittings. What have I got here? So let's put a afterburner. Don't need the cargo hold or the miner. Oh, let's put an armor repper on as well. Is it going to let me fit an expanded? Ooh, interesting. Okay. Let's put some scanners in there. Some probes in there. I'm sort of saving a lot of these things for the Dragoon when we eventually get there, but actually no, let's put it on. So the Nosferatu is a piece of equipment that absorbs some of the power from a ship, another ship. So Nosferatu, it means it sort of sucks the energy off of it, which is quite cool. And it's not a gun or a missile or a laser, so I can fit that one okay. Gosh, I'm a bit short of modules here. Let me. Oh, maybe I've got some being manufactured. Let's have a look. See, on a bit of a go slow. Damage control. That's what I was after, and I've been researching the armor repairer as well. Damage control, let's put that on. Oh, gosh, okay. Let's take off the Nosferatu. Our skills aren't quite progressed to the point where we're not getting many bonuses to power and CPU yet, but we can look at that. We can also improve the amount of CPU or power that the ship produces by putting some rigs in here, so that's something to work for in the future. Okay, let's have a little go. Let's see if we've got enough. Okay, I think these first couple of missions are relatively straightforward, and I think we pick up some modules along the way as we go. Okay, that's fine, so let's warp to the site. I love the Magnet. I think it's a great looking little ship. Look at it shine. Ironically, there's a ship called a hookbill, which is a different type of ship, but to me this looks like a hookbill on a bird, like the tip of an eagle's beak. Okay, so there we go. Ahead of you is an acceleration gate, so let's hop on that. So I think with this ship we can launch 3 drones at a time. Oh, did I not put any? Oh, I didn't put any drones in. Gosh, I hope nothing tries to kill us. Approach and open cargo, and let's put the afterburner on to make it get there a bit quicker. I think I've worked out what the problem was. I think the launcher that I've loaded uses more. The expanded probe launcher is the one that uses more power, so I'm going to have to put a standard one on at some point. Oh, there we go. Thank you very much. So I've just picked up a core probe launcher, some scanner probes as well, and data and relic analyzer. That's great. There we go. Take the probes and launchers, head to the 3rd pocket. Right, so let's go in the acceleration gate. So when I get back to the station, I will unfit the expanded probe launcher and fit the core probe launcher, which means I'll be able to fit some extra modules as well. So you know inside what a data site may look like. There we go. So in the actual exploration sites, these items show up as a container, and you warp towards them and run the exploration mini game, which we're going to have a practice of in a minute, I think. Data, so there we go. Head through to the next pocket. There we go. So let's activate that gate as well. Brilliant. I think we might have. We've got some unclaimed items. Oh yeah, I can only claim one of the rewards if I'm a Omega character, which is obviously not us. And let's see, is there anything on this one? Nope, not yet. Brilliant. The graphics for the acceleration gates, I think, are brilliant as well. You'll notice that as you get within range, they start to have some, I don't know, cosmic radiation effects floating around them. Let's zoom in, let's zoom in a little bit. There we go. When we get in range, if we were doing this for real, running some sites, there's some other modules that we need fitted. But for today, we're fine. Gosh, this ship is slow. I think, look at those effects. Absolutely brilliant. Okay, so if this was a actual data site, it would look a little different. This is all part of the Eve lore, that there were humans that were our ancestors who operated technology that we've sort of lost the ability to use, which is kind of cool. And there we are. This is what a gas site looks like. Let's see if we can find a... Nope, can't see it. Oh yeah, we're in the middle of this cloud of gas, and you've already seen us mining rocks. You can also mine these gas clouds as well, and there is some really good money in that, so at some point in the future we might get into a bit of that too. Let's dock back up, and I think we've completed that mission. There we are. You can use gas to make various different things. The agent was talking about using them to make boosters, which are consumables that you can use to increase various characteristics or stats. You can also use gas products in industry production as well. There we are. Brilliant. There we go. Let's complete that mission. Let's do a little bit of fitting with our newly obtained items. Oops. I double clicked instead of single clicking. Let's unload that one. Let's fit this one on. There we go. Brilliant. Just going to drag it into the middle of the ship there and load it up. Some items need to have effectively ammunition. I'm going to put an extra 4 of these, so I am control and drag, and it, oh no, sorry, shift and drag, and you can specify how many items you want to move. So I have got, let's put the analyzers in. I've got 8 core scanner probes in the cargo. I've got 8 loaded into the scanner already. I've got the civilian data and relic analyzers, which I think we will use in this next mission. I've got the armor repairer, which I don't think will come in, but when your ship starts to take damage, initially the shields are damaged, and then you get into armor. An armor repairer is something that you can use to rebuild your armor. So as the damage is being taken, you can rebuild it. You can see that the magnet is fairly weak. Magnate rather is fairly weak. We can add some extra modules as we go. Let me put some drones in there, because I was a bit mindful that, where did those drones vanish? Interesting. Did I put them in the Dragoon? Nope. Ah, the amazing vanishing drones. So let me take 3 Acolyte drones into the drone bay. Let's put 4 in just in case we start to use them up. Brilliant. So let's request the mission. So we will need our civilian data analyzer fitted to our ship here, so that's fine. Need to scan down each type of cosmic signature. We'll need the probe scanner. We've got that fitted. That's fine. Let's accept that. And close for now. Undock. Okay, so I've got the probe scanner open here. You activate that by clicking this button here and going for this one here. You've also got a keyboard shortcut, which is Alt-P. I prefer clicking around on the screen myself. So we need to, let's go to a darker bit of the screen so it's easier to see. We're going to need to scan down some of these. So these are anomalies that we can warp directly onto. These ones need to be scanned down using the probe scanner here. Let's put these up on the top row. Okay, so I'm going to launch the probes. You'll notice that the next lot of probes automatically get loaded in there. That's good. If I click this little item here, solar system map, oh, we're zoomed all the way in. Rather than just parking in space, I'm going to randomly align to something so that we're moving, just to make us harder to scan down. So this 3-dimensional map here, you can see that I'm left clicking and moving the map around. These red dots here correspond to each of these unscanned anomalies here. You can see where we start in the middle here. We're set to 4 AU. We can move that slider up and down as required. Every one of these red anomalies here will be within 4 AUs of one of these celestial bodies or belts. So if we center the cross on the middle, oh, we're centered on the sun at the moment. If I move that out of the way, you'll get a bit of an idea. Can you see that if I was to sort of position this over this celestial body here, all of these will be within 4 AU of one of these celestial bodies, and you've just got to pick one to start. So let's stick that on there. And remember that you are in 3 dimensions. It's possible sometimes that you'll think that you're already perfectly positioned in 1 dimension, but then you look the other way and you'll see that you're quite a way off. But we can zoom in a little bit there. Okay, let's analyze. Because this is a tutorial mission, a training mission, I think we should get a couple of these scans quite quickly. Oh, there we go. So straight away we've got a gas training site and a data training site, which so you can see the identifier IGJ400, so that's that one there. We can warp directly to it. Can you see that we've also scanned down this gas training site here, and we've almost scanned down this other data site as well. So what you can do, if you double click on that, you center the scanner, the probe scanner onto there. If you move it into position and then just double check and refine your resolution down to 2 AU, we should get that quite easily this time. And I think there's a daily bonus for scanning down 5 sites, so that should be a nice little injection of ISK. Oh, we're not quite there. I might have to just refine it a little more. I'm going to zoom in with the mouse wheel. I'm going to position it in that axis and that axis. That's good. Let's go down to 1 AU resolution. Can you see the edge of my individual probe scanner range is that the whole of that is contained within my probe scanners? So it should pop up this time. No scanned. Oh, it's playing hard to get. I've moved it out to 2 to see if we can resolve that a bit more. I think at this point I'm just messing around. So I'll warp into that IGJ site in a second. Ah, there we are, we got it that time. Brilliant. So I am going to recall my drones, which is this little button here. Sorry, my probes, I beg your pardon. And I'm going to close this for now, but I suspect we'll be scanning down these other sites in a minute. This is a training area for capsuleers studying how to scan down data signatures. Once the area is discovered, capsuleers must use a civilian data analyzer, we've got that here, to recover the proof of discovery document from the container inside. So it's pretty straightforward. Let's close that down there. Let's close that dialog. Okay, so here's the training container. There we are. So let us target it. So I'm going to right click and lock target. And I'm also going to orbit it within 2.5 kilometers. So we are inside the data training area, your civilian data analyzer. Yeah, normally you could expect to find all kinds of useful resources inside a hacking container. All of it relates to a process known as invention. Yeah, we'll touch upon that down the line. Okay, so we are within 5K, which is the range of the data analyzer, so we'll click on that. This opens up the mini game. So this is our, there's two variables here. There's, as we click on, oh, okay. So we've got a measurement of the coherence and the strength. So as I click on the, I think it's called a virus. Can you see that as I click on it, my strength is reduced a little bit there? Perfect. We're looking to get this thing that I always think looks a bit like an X. If I double click on that, it opens up. That was relatively straightforward. Oh, it's 10. Oh yes, we've got to be within 2.5 kilometers to open it. Proof of discovery, that's the mission goal. You can see that that's all greened up there. I've got nothing in space. Let's walk back. We'll run through a few more of the exploration mini game. There's a few little tips and tricks that we can go with there as well. Let's have a look at see if we've got any extra bonuses yet. Oh, we've got 4 out of 5 of the scan signatures. I'll run some mining missions later and get that one, or we can manufacture an item as well. That's good. We should get some nice little bonuses there. There we go, that's fine. So we're on mission number 4. This is a similar mission to the last time. In fact, it's virtually identical, except we're going for a relic analyzer rather than a data analyzer. So let's accept that one. We can close her down a bit now. Brilliant, there we go. We can close that one for now as well. Warp to site. I've got my relic analyzer ready to roll. People sometimes ask which is the best ship in EVE, and I don't think there is a best ship, but there is possibly a best ship for a specific job. And you'll notice that some ships have, when we look at the ship tree, we'll have a conversation about that. But the Magnate is the AMAR ship that has the bonus to scanning and hacking, which is trying to open these cans here. So let's approach that. We need to, let's orbit. Let's orbit at 1,000 meters. So there we go. And I'll put the afterburner on so we get there a little quicker. Man, that's some good effects. Oh, look at that. That is gorgeous. Right, so we're going to run the relic analyzer. When it comes to the mini game, we'll have some fun and frolics with this along the way. So here's your starting point. I suspect that the goal is going to be over in this top right hand corner. It could also be here. sometimes it could also be here, but I would say most likely, next likely, least likely. So we're going to head up into that top right direction. These numbers here tell you that there's something within that number of spaces. So I bet it's that one. We won't open it yet just in case. Okay, so nothing in that top corner. So my first guess was wrong. Oh, so that had a 1 in it, and it told us that the target was one space over from that. Perfect. Let's open that cargo. Man, if all the missions were this quick, we'd have a really, really quick video. Oh yeah, so what we were saying about the ships, there are ships that are better at killing people. There are ships that are better at hauling items, so they've got a much bigger cargo hold. I think we might get into a little bit of hauling cargo in a couple of these missions, or we might have done it already. But yeah, so there's no one single ship that will do everything. There are some ships that are really good at more than one thing as well. But we can talk about that along the way as well. Excuse me. Okay, so let us finish that one off. Okay, complete mission. So now we're on mission number 5. Okay, so this is a gas. We need to scan down a gas cloud. We've created an artificial pocket, blah, 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 blah. We need to bring back the proof of discovery. Excellent. We're going to get a village idiot looking ship, the Tormentor. I don't quite know why we're getting that one, but hey. So let's accept that mission. We should have the pass key in our... Yep, there we are. Put that in our hold. Yep, so if I click on the ship, you can see in the main hold we've got the gas pass key and the spare scanner probes. And we've got 400 meters squared of cargo space. So I think a couple of the hauling missions, you don't even need that much. So we might do some of that at some point. Okay, undock. Okay, brilliant. Are we going to need to scan down another? Oh no, we found a site already. That's perfect. So we walk to that one. Let's minimize that. Close that one now. We're finished with that one. Did we need to scan one more? Yeah, we need to scan one more signature to get the bonus. So when we get a minute, we'll do that as well. So this acceleration gate won't start unless you've got this gas pass key in your cargo hold. Always double check the mission requirements when you accept a mission. There we go. So don't forget to recover the proof of discovery from the container. And I think that's probably the easiest mission that there is. I'll tell you what we'll do. While we're on the case, we will just scan down that. So if I align to the station so that we're pointing in the right direction, quickly launch the drones. Okay, so you can see that there are 4 anomalies within 4 AU of that celestial body there. There we go, we just need to go up a tiny bit. I think we should get at least one target straight off from this one. And this is a really good graphic representation. It's like the plane of the galaxy, the galactic plane. Most bodies, most planets and asteroid belts will orbit around the same plane. You do get 1 or 2 that are sort of eccentric or orbit at an inclination. I think we've got something similar in our galaxy as well. Our solar system rather. There we are. Oh yeah, we got a couple of targets, didn't we? We nearly got another gas one. Okay, let's withdraw the drones. We can close that one now and we can dock up. I think we should have Yes, we've got the bonus. So we are paid 500,000 ISK for completing that daily task, and I'll show you one little thing when we claim that. Did you notice that when it went into our wallet, it was transactions? So we actually earned 497,500 ISK. So the corporation tax is much less now than it used to be. I think that will show up in a bit. Our corporation wallet, let's have a look, see. Our corporation wallet has a massive 7,500 ISK in it. It should slowly trickle up. There we go. Let's complete that one. Complete mission. Lovely. Close. And I think... Brilliant. So that's the last of the Explorer missions. We could have a little crack at some of the Enforcer missions, which is an introduction into PvE, which is going against the EVE environment and the rats, basically. So let's have a little go at that. Here we go. Oh, that's going to be useful for us. A laser and some ammunition. Blood Raider thugs are harassing miners in a nearby asteroid belt. There we go. So I suspect that this is one that's going to make us have a weapon attached. Let's accept it there. Oh no. Oh, fit any weapon. Yeah, there we are. So I'll do our usual trick of fitting a civilian laser and turning it off. So we can take one of those into our... Oh, hello. Let's sell that one. And let's put on a civilian Gatling laser. So you can see it's offline, so we meet the game criteria. Brilliant. I've taken the Pioneer mining ship because if we're going to be in the belt, we might as well try and make some ISK while we're at it. As I think we said before, if you can make money by more than one stream at a time, obviously that's going to be the way to make the most money in EVE. So technically I am researching a blueprint here, so that effectively makes the value of that blueprint go up. So I'm making money there. I'm running missions, which makes money. I'm going to kill some rats, which makes money, and I'm going to hopefully mine some rocks, which makes money as well. So I'm being a good little capitalist, good little space capitalist there. Okay, so there's the target. Oh, there's nothing to mine. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Oh, so these rocks aren't mineable. Interesting. So let's just orbit this at a range of 10,000. Oh, we've literally got to kill one rat. Fantastic. Let's launch our drones. We could talk about drones a little as well. Hobgoblins are the Galente drone. And I think with the rules of the game, we said no Galente ships. And the Acolyte are the basic Amarian drones. Now the Amarian drones, I think, do less damage, or is it more types of damage? And the Hobgoblins are slower but do more damage, so let's kill this bad boy. If I hit the F button on the keyboard, it should automatically engage. Excuse me, coughing. Also, technically, I'm going to be salvaging the wreck as well, so that counts as another income stream. Let's orbit that one at 250 and get the salvager on it. I'm going to launch the drones onto the next target. If I was clever, I would wait to them till they got a little nearer before blowing them up. Oh, I think there might be one more. Yep, there is. So I'm going to get within 5k of the wreck and start salvaging the first one. None of them seem to be dropping anything, which is slightly disappointing. Or am I just getting greedy? Possibly. You can see my drones. Oh, one of the acolytes is just along for the ride, it seems. Okay. Oh no, we did get a drop there, that's good. You can see on the wrecks here, most of them are just the empty three-pointed shape, but one of them's got the little box inside, which means we've got something. Oh, no. Fantastic armor plate. That's quite a useful one. That's used in a few blueprints. Right, we're going to zoom towards that one. I think the other ones might be a bit far away to lock. Oh no, we can. 37 kilometers is the range, I think. So we're going to approach the first one and salvage that one too. It's saying we've met the mission requirement, so we can dock, but I'm just going to salvage these 3 wrecks. Going back to the good space capitalist and our various income streams. Wow, local is busy today. 45. Oh, it's the weekend, so yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Oh, metal scraps. Absolutely underwhelming loot drop there, but hey. Oh, we've got some extra rewards. Let's have a look, see. Oh, we've just got some couple of little lumps of cash. We'll have those. Better it's in my wallet than the game's. Oh, there we are, a little bit more salvage. Let's go on to the next one. I quite like the Eve in-game background music. There's different tracks that play, so when you're having conflict with another player, there's the Eve battle music that plays in the background, which is all very dramatic. Gets the blood pumping. I think the Venture would have probably covered these distances a little quicker. I think it's one of the security missions, but one of the security training missions requires you to blow your ship up. It's to give new players the experience of being podded, but I don't think it's any of these. I think these are all PvE missions. Excellent. Actually, this would have been a good time to look at the ship tree, but yeah. If I was a competent filmmaker, I would have run this bit at double speed. Actually, there probably is a way of doing that, but well, I will investigate. Okay, here we go. Excellent. Oh, I know one thing that we could discuss. Do you remember when we started out, we had a civilian salvager? Oh, gosh, that was quick. Nice. Oh, we're getting some decent salvaging drops. The civilian salvager isn't shown in this here, so we've got the Tech 1 salvager, which Alpha players can use. The Tech 2 salvager, which is a bit more efficient and quicker, is only available to Omega players, so we're not going to get into that. Some of the modules. Let's look at that. Oh, let's withdraw the drones and end this mission. Some of the modules, like the miners, have different metas as well. So this is a level 1. This is a meta 4. So it's a level 2 but a meta 4. You've got the scoped mining laser, which has a slightly longer range, and the particle bore mining laser, which I think uses slightly less power. I think I've had one of these drop, but when I get 3 of them drop from rats, I'll fit them to the Pioneer. So these ones you get from rat drops. These ones you can make yourself. These ones you can make yourself as well. These ones are from rat drops in slightly more dangerous areas of space, which we're not going to be getting into for a few episodes. There we go. So complete mission. Just before we request the next mission, let's move our loot across. Oh, there we go. Now these expert systems, they give you a temporary boost in skills. I don't know that I'm a huge fan of them. It's a bit like renting the skills rather than buying them. So let us activate that one. Consume. Oh, there you go. So it basically lets us fly all the ships we can already fly, so that's fine. Gives us a boost in a couple of the Caldari frigates, which are not super critical. Makes us, okay, gives us an extra point in our Amarian frigates, and an extra point in archaeology and hacking. That's okay, so that is going to give us a little boost to start, so that's all right. Let me move this other stuff, oh, not the miner, because we're going to refit that at some point. Item hanger. I think, have we got enough skills to make this salvage rig? Yes, excellent. So this is the loot that we salvage from the rats. And salvage, I don't know that everybody collects it. I've always got into the habit of collecting it, partially because like a tiny dose of OCD as far as keeping the space tidy. But also, if you look, one of these is worth a third of $1 million. So from materials that basically cost you nothing except time, and I think this was about 60,000. Oh no, 125,000. There we go. So for an outlay of some time and 125,000 and another 7,000 in terms of the cost of the production, you could, so 125, you've only got to make one of these and you've made more than twice your money back. So, and this can be running in the background while you're doing other stuff. So to me, that's a really good way of making extra ISK. Excellent. Oh, and I get a bonus because I've manufactured an item which gets us on the daily goals. So yeah, salvage your wrecks, folks. It's free money. Okay, so let's request the next mission. The Blood Raiders have kidnapped one of the miners and are demanding a hostage swap. They want the one responsible for their comrade's death. And apparently they have no idea you are a trained capsuleer. Go and teach them a permanent lesson. So I'm going to get an executioner ship for this one, which I think is one that doesn't have any drone bay whatsoever. So I think that will probably just go straight onto the market. And I don't know how many ships we need to kill for this one, but I'm gonna keep in the Pioneer for this. And we need to recover this civilian. It's going to be a loot drop, so let's accept that. Okay. Should we make some... Oh, drone damage amplifier. I need to make some of those as well, but I think I need some minerals for that. These are all things that I need to equip the Dragoon ship. Oh, I wonder what's being spelled out in Morse code there. Any Morse code experts? Oh, what's launching out after me there? Looked like a few shuttles. Oh gosh, we've got more. They're throwing rewards at us. Excellent. We'll have those. And we will have those. Okay, so we've got 3 targets initially, so I'm going to orbit the first one at 10k, launch some drones. Let's put the shield booster on as well. Excuse me, shield hardener. Excuse the coughing. It's that time of year when everybody on the planet is ill. Ah, look at that background. That's beautiful. Let's send the drones in. So I'm hitting F to target them. And let's lock the other two as well. Oh, the first one's down. Oh, and we've had a drop as well. That's good. So let me orbit that one at 2.5K. Let's lock the target as well. Brilliant. Oh, I'm going to turn the shield hardener off because I think that's superfluous. Let's open the cargo on that one. Two more bad boys have come into the system. So I'm going to highlight the target and hit F to launch the drones. Oh, there we go. We've got some fairly low value items. Let's salvage the next wreck as well. So that's that one. Let's hit the salvager. Brilliant. Any more? Nope. We've got the green. All the mission criteria are fulfilled. So let's salvage these bad boys then. That salvage tackle rig that we're making, I think I'll probably fit it onto this ship because it gives me a little bonus with the salvaging likelihood. Oh, sweet. Brilliant. And the more of any of these rigs, any of these salvaged items that we don't use, we can just sell. And I'm hoping that we're going to have a trip to the trade hub soon-ish to have a look at that stuff, buying and selling. So my main character, imaginatively called Andy, he makes most of his ISK by planetary production, which is something you can't really do as an alpha. You can do it only in very low levels, but he does make quite a bit of money by buying and selling things in stations as well. So again, that's a really good way of a new player making some ISK, but it's something that I don't think would necessarily occur to a brand new player. So I'm kind of not getting into too much of that here with this character, with Lowgun. What's our balance doing? Oh, there we go. Oh, that's good. With these kind of things, these kind of missions, or if you're doing mining, I usually have a movie on in the background and a bottle of wine open. It's the middle of the day, so I'm not quite there yet. But there are other in-game ways of making some extra ISK as well. We will talk about project discovery, which is something that you can do either stuck in a station, or if you're mining in a fairly secure area and you don't mind only having one eye on your ship. And you can make a few millions doing that as well. And you get some quite interesting skins and items dropped from there too. I love this ship. I think it's a fantastic design. For a long time, you had the Venture, which is a frigate-sized mining ship, and then you had the barges and exhumers, which are kind of much bigger, almost battleship-sized ships. And there was a sort of space in between for a cruiser-sized ship, maybe. I'm not sure if this is classed as a cruiser or a destroyer, but it's sort of between the two original ships. I've got the civilians in my cargo hold there, which is the mission criteria. Made some decent salvage loot there. Let's have a look. So, okay, 500,000 in salvage loot, so that's pretty decent. As well as a fairly useless item that I'll probably recycle, and a little bit of scrap. So I've made 3 times as much in salvaging than I will from actually running the mission, or 2 times as much. So you can see it is quite a useful thing to do. That's going to be ready in 13 minutes. That's good. Actually, I didn't check if I had enough to make 2, because that would have been even more useful, wouldn't it? There we go. 2 out of 10. Complete mission. Excellent. Let's see what the next one is.